For the situational analysis that we're going to do, I'd like to introduce you to a model and a matrix that was developed by Charles Kepner and Benjamin Treggio, called the Kepner-Treggio matrix or situational analysis model. It has 4 stages, and it's a little bit different than the normal models that we know, but that will be revealed. So there's also a situational analysis, a problem analysis, then we do a decision analysis, and the main difference come in where they look at potential problem analysis that could be created by the solutions that we implement. So a little bit of a history. It was developed in the late 1950s. It's been tested and refined through the years. There's quite a lot of analysis and methodologies and examples and templates available on the internet, so you're welcome to go and have a look at that. The KT model then basically works in looking at the past in the problem analysis, analyzing the present where we can make the decisions based on what we found, and then looking at the future to look at what the potential problems that might lie ahead or that might happen because of the scenarios that we create. So in your situational appraisal, the question is what is going on, and we try to find clarity to determine the priorities of actions that needs to be taken. And we do that by looking at the past, ask the question, why did this happen, and find any known as well as unknown causes that might have triggered. And this is called our root cause analysis that we will investigate a little bit further. In the decision-making analysis, we then, with the information coming from our problem analysis, we then have more information that will help us to see what we should do and where we should take our action and how to make the choices today and now, so that we then build a better future. So with the future, we then look at what lies ahead, what might happen if we implement the solutions that we anticipate to do. There's a little bit more detail on those, so you can have a look in your situational analysis. Would be a checklist of the steps that you can follow to do the total situation analysis. On the problem analysis, the same. It's very important to define the problem, to be very specific in terms of what the issues are, formulate the causes, etc. So these are the steps that you can follow. Some of these might be known to you, and some of them might be a little bit new. If they're new, then go and investigate them further and go and read a little bit more in your prescribed books. There's also some information on analysis that might not be the Kepner-Treggio model, but some of the main things remain the same. So in the decision analysis, what is very important is not only to look at a linear one alternative solution. Try to generate more alternatives and analyze those alternatives to make sure that we actually implement the best decision possible. There's also nothing wrong to combine certain possible decisions and come up with something that is creative and different. The potential problem analysis is a very important one as well, to then identify what are the things that could go wrong. Once we've made the decision and we've decided what to do, then this is like a risk analysis that you then do to see what are the things that could go wrong with the implementation of this plan, and it will then also guide us to take preventative actions. In monitoring and evaluation, this is quite an important step, because we could go and look at certain things that could happen that we can also monitor to see if they happen, then we know exactly what to do by the time that the information emerges. Setting triggers is exactly that, where you would then say have certain triggers, certain anticipated problems that could happen. Obviously, you're still going to try to prevent them from happening, but you then set those triggers so that if you start to see that they are there, then you can immediately act and you are not caught by surprise. There's a few more specific questions that you can use to guide you. So my suggestion would be, when you analyze your specific problem, go and draw up these 4 blocks and look at these questions, but also create your own questions that would make sense for you in your specific scenario. So go and set your set of questions for situational appraisal, for problem analysis, for the decision, as well as for the potential problem areas. And then you can start in a group, if you can, to start to analyze them. So this is the end of this introduction to the KT model. So this is still the tip of the iceberg in terms of the model. So if you need more information, please feel free to go and read further. Go jump onto the internet, Google, and go and find out more about the tools and the things that are there. So the teaser, if this teaser interests you, then join me on a little bit of a further one. So in the next one, we're going to analyze this model of a root cause analysis.